Well, I hope this is working. I'm gonna wait to see if the chat responds. Pretty sure I've done everything correctly. I haven't streamed in so long, so I'm sorry if quality's shit, the microphone is shit. Whew. And no, unfortunately, this is not clickbait. Great, you can guys see me? Can you hear me properly? That's perfect. Thank you guys for letting me know. It's been too long, and unfortunately, as the title reads, yes, this is going to be my very last time here on YouTube. I don't think I will be back. At least I'm not planning to be back anytime soon. Let me just shut off my notifications because I am getting constant notifications from Telegram on the current situation in Ukraine. As you probably know, I'm Ukrainian, so I could see no other way to dress up today apart from in my traditional Ukrainian shirt. Yeah, it's a harsh day for, I think, the whole world, not just Ukraine. And I have decided that today would be the right time, even though I have been planning to do this for many months. I just couldn't. For some reason, something was stopping me until today happened, and I've decided enough is enough. I'm going to do this. Um, so yeah, let's just see how many more people is gonna show up. Bentley's very good, along with his new little brother. Alpha, you want to come say hi? Come here. Both boys are now coming here. So this is little Alpha, my little bundle of joy. Yes, you are. Bentley, you're gonna come sit next to mommy. Got too many chairs here. Oh, hi, Bentley. Come here. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see him. I'm gonna make sure you can. Good boy. Yes, you are. Um, yeah, these are my two little bundles of joy. Yeah, they're doing good. I have a lot has happened this past year. So much has happened. First of all, as you can probably tell, I am in a different place. That's because me and my husband have moved out of central London, which was probably the best decision I have ever made. This has been the most fantastic thing for our family and my mental health. Um, so yeah, no more annoying cyclists for me. That's one of the things that made my life a bit better this past year, apart from everything else that has been going on. Um, yeah, probably this past 2 years have been very hard for everybody in this world. Oh, yes, you're a big yawner. Oh, yes, you are. Sorry, he's just the cutest fucking thing in the whole wide world. Yes, you are. I just can't handle him sometimes. He's too cute. Um, yeah, I'll get to what has happened and what's going on. There's many reasons as to why I have decided that I don't think that continuing doing YouTube videos or having a public life as such is the best decision for me at the moment. Um, Only the small one likes to be hugged. Al Bentley just likes to cuddle because he's quite big, but if I try to hug him or pick him up, he just gets really annoyed with me. Do you, Bentley? Do you? Yes, you do. Yeah, he does. Let me just make sure I've got everything that I need on my screen, which I can't do anyway. Great. Streaming is hard, guys. No, thankfully, my parents are not in Odessa. I had family in Kiev, and thankfully, they have now evacuated to west of Ukraine. They are near the Romanian border, basically, and Bentley. And we have any kind of news about what we can expect if they cross the border. They will probably have and be forced to cross the border because it's my mom, my sister, and my little 6-year-old brother who obviously shouldn't be in the situation at all. Yes, come here. Everybody wants my attention right now. Oh my God, great. Um, Good question about kids. So I guess this is one of the main reasons why I have decided that I should not be continuing YouTube. Big surprise, but I am currently 4 months pregnant. Bless you, Alpha. Yes, I am currently 4 months pregnant, and my husband and I are expecting our child to arrive here around July. So, yeah, that is a bit exciting. And as I am planning to be a full-time stay-at-home mother, and I intend to try to be the best mother that I can be, I don't think that having a sort of a political YouTube channel and internet presence is the best for my family at the moment. I do not want to display my child in publicly like this as some parents do. I just want to have a normal life with my family. So that is one of the reasons. And thank you for all the congratulations. We're really hoping that it's going to be a boy. I am not enjoying gaining all this weight, even though I've barely gained any at all so far, but I am starting to notice it. And oh my God, is it hard for me to do because I've been really, really into dieting and sports for many, many months before this happened, but now I can't. Now I'm supposed to eat a lot because I'm feeding my baby too. So that's really hard. But yes, 4 months pregnant. Really exciting stuff for me and my family. Everybody were super, super excited for me, except for my mom, who's not really ready to be a grandmother yet, but who's asking her anyway. Oh my God, you're born on the 4th of July. That's an awesome freaking thing to have. I hope you're American, because then you get to celebrate with fireworks every single year, and you don't even have to pay for them. Just reading some of the chats you're sending me. Yes, there has been a lot of air raids. I am literally following these. These are all notifications from Telegram about air raids. There's an air raid in Odessa. Unfortunately, I've got a good friend currently in there, but she's got a safe place to hide. Everybody that I know in Ukraine are thankfully safe and are staying safe. It's a terrifying, terrifying situation for me and everybody that I know. And I gotta say, I would probably have gone crazy if I wasn't pregnant. I would have probably tried to get back to Ukraine and fight. Even though I have no idea how to properly operate a gun, I've only operated those fake guns at shooting ranges, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, and I would have probably fucking died the first fucking day there because I'm incompetent. But I would have honestly died for my country because what's going on there right now is absolutely terrifying for everybody involved. Thank you very much for the congratulations. And I'm sorry if I look a bit tired. I've been crying a lot today. It's been really, really hard. I've been emotional, and honestly, the hormones that come with a pregnancy are not really helping me at all. So that was the main news. That was the main news as to why I have decided not to continue with YouTube. Another one was all of this political drama that's going on around everything. I gotta say that I could not fully agree with everything that has been going on politically in the past 2 years, considering COVID and this whole situation with Russia as well, even though I understand and I know that most people obviously do not support the invasion and do not support Putin. I was shocked to see that a lot of people that even I personally consider to be my friends actually ended up showing their support for the invasion and doing some really, in my opinion, really disgusting things. And I personally do not know who to believe and who to trust recently anymore. And I kind of am happy at the same time that I'm starting my family, so I won't even have the time to see people anymore. So I can have a good reason to be like, yeah, I can't really go hang out anymore because, I have a freaking baby that I need to take care of. But it's been really emotionally hard for me because technically I've trusted people to, you know, do the right moral thing. And at the end of the day, they do not, in my opinion. Uh, um, I'm just reading more of them because I just missed a bunch of chats. Thank you for the congratulations. Slava Ukraini, Героям Slava. Um, no, I don't really have any gun questions. Unfortunately, I know probably people in America would know a lot about guns, but I'm not planning to have a gun. I'm planning to obviously be a mother. I don't have much of a choice anymore anyway. Yeah, definitely my friend circle changes. Think my friend circle is going to be all a bunch of mothers with their strollers and their babies. Because before that, most of my friend circles was from my times back in 2018, where I was joining right-wing protests and protests in favor of Trump and anti-feminist protests, which I still stand for. I still think that feminism nowadays is fucking stupid, that left-wing propaganda is fucking stupid. I do not agree with it, but at the same time, I'm really starting to disagree with a lot of what the right wing is saying. For example, all the anti-vaccine stuff. Probably is going to be an unpopular opinion here, but hey, I am fully vaccinated and boosted, and I got boosted while I was pregnant, fully aware that I was pregnant because I wanted my baby to be born alive. And the risk of my baby being born, well, dead when you have COVID and don't have the vaccine is very, very high. I am definitely from now on avoiding all politics and religion to the extent that I can because obviously I have to stand for my country and I have to show support for it. Even though my husband won't let me go to any of the London protests that are happening right now. Currently in Trafalgar Square, many people gathered to show support for Ukraine, and I'm stuck at home because I need to take care of my baby and my body and all of that stuff, even though I would have rather be there yelling support for Ukraine. I'm not going to become a wine mom. I don't know what that means, but I actually have not been drinking for a long while, even before I was pregnant, because I just do not enjoy it anymore. I was all into health and dieting and being a healthy person. So I'm actually really glad that this is the exact time that I got pregnant because I think I was at the peak of my health ever. I wish you could photograph my newborn. I might do a little photo shoot. I might post something about the baby when he comes or she comes. We don't know for sure yet. But I will probably keep it to the bare minimum because I really don't want to do that to my child as such. And hi, Dana. My good friend is here. I love you, miss you, and I really hope to see you soon in Israel. I am really excited to go visit you. Hi, Alpha. Oh my God, my little pumpkin is here. Let me go. Come here. Sorry, I'm sitting on a bar stool and it's really hard to bend over already. Come on. Come here. One moment. This cuteness needs to be in the frame. Say hi. Hi. Say hi, baby. The cutest freaking thing in the whole wide world. Um, so yeah, I before I found out that I was pregnant, um, I really just wanted to quit YouTube mainly because of how politics have become and how political everything has become. I personally never understood how can a global pandemic where it's straightforward what's going on can become so political. I never understood that. It would not sit through my mind. It would not sit how getting vaccinated can become political in the first place. I still don't understand that. I still don't know why, but hey, politics is politics, and I guess everything can become political if you want it to become. Um, Hi. And now today, the reason I decided to do the stream today so spontaneously, because I wasn't planning to do that at all. And then today I woke up, I opened Telegram, and I've noticed what people, or probably they consider themselves people, I consider them mentally unstable individuals, um, write on some Telegram channels associated with people I personally know, how they literally try to expose physical locations of the Ukrainian army in certain cities, how they try to literally send these locations to the Russian army for the Russians to find them, how much lies and propaganda is there when it comes to this whole Ukraine and Russia conflict. And for the first time, for the past 4 days, for the first time today, I just burst out crying because it really, really broke my heart that I trusted some people to do the right thing. People who, to my face, would ask me how my family is doing and whether they're safe, but behind my back would go and do stuff like this, which is just, it's disgusting to me because you don't see it, but right now I've got the Ukrainian news channel on 24/7 on my TV in the background, listening to any kind of updates that they have. Even though I know that my family's safe, this is still my country that they're bombing, my country that I was planning to hopefully visit before I give birth one last time, before I am unable to go visit anywhere with a newborn. And they're completely destroying it. And I'm terrified to see what they have done with it. I'm terrified for the lives of everybody there who are currently in bomb shelters in the metro, shielding themselves from people who didn't even know that they're going to war in the first place. And then there's people who are not Russian, not Ukrainian, who are not even associated at all with this war at all, but they they're supporting Russia in this conflict because the West is bad and NATO is bad and the EU is bad and all the wokeness is bad, and they think that it somehow has to do with this conflict, that somehow because Ukraine wants to join NATO and the EU, they are the ones in the wrong and they provoked Putin to start this conflict only because Ukraine wants to be part of the West as opposed to part of a country that wants to bring the USSR back. And as somebody who was raised in a family who lived their whole lives in the USSR, thankfully I was born after the USSR collapsed in 1995. My family told me enough stories to know that the USSR and communism were not good. It was not a pleasant place to live in, not for the people, not for the government even. It just was not pleasant, and I do not understand why, in anybody's right mind, anybody would want to bring the USSR back. And I definitely would not understand why anybody would be pro-communism. Um, I don't actually have a Telegram channel. Um, I might start one right now just so you guys can join, I guess. How do you even start a Telegram channel? Let's see. Um, no idea, but my tag in Telegram is at Diana Shmufkin. I don't know how well you're going to see this, and this is connected to the fucking power. I don't know how well you're going to see this, but this is my tag. You can probably add me, and if I ever do have a Telegram channel, you will be able to find me. But I very much doubt that I would share anything there. All I'm doing is just following the news literally as they come. And so far, there's air sirens in Kiev, there's air sirens in Odessa, air sirens in Ivano-Frankivsk. In Volyn. Wow. In a lot of cities, actually. I do not enjoy looking at this, to be honest. I do not enjoy looking at the amount of air sirens going on right now. I just hope and pray that Ukraine can withhold this. We are as united as can ever be in that country. I know people who have volunteered to join the army right now and to join the fight. I know my friends' family relatives have volunteered, and I wish I could be there to help out, and I wish there was anything I could do to help out from here. And I know that I would probably be donating a lot of money to Ukraine right now, and I would probably be donating a lot of the items that I have, and I would, sorry, literally go and buy a lot of supplies just so I can go donate them, because every little helps, I guess. But I'm trying not to talk about Ukraine, but obviously it's really hard. That's the only pretty much thing that's going on right now. Everybody has even forgotten about COVID by now. Well, thankfully, because most of the population has been vaccinated and we're not sick. I actually have not been sick once for the past 2 years. Not once did I get COVID. Neither did my husband, even though he has traveled places. I have traveled once or twice with him. He has been abroad, and we are so lucky to not have had COVID. And at the same time, we were so lucky to be able to get the vaccines and be immunized. My mother's in Poland right now, and a friend of hers already asked if we have a possibility to shelter in Germany for the case of Putin wants the whole USSR back. That is really, really terrifying. I think a lot of countries that are near Ukraine, a lot of ex-Soviet Union countries, are really terrified right now. Thankfully, Poland is part of the EU, which really, really plays a big role in here, I think. I do not think that Putin would dare to invade countries that are part of the EU or part of NATO. But then again, he is Putin, and he is fucked in the fucking head. He is the sickest, most craziest, batshit fucking crazy person that I have ever known and ever seen. And nobody knows what he's gonna do. Thank you for the understanding. I, I just really think that a lot of people got, I'd say, slightly radicalized. I have had that. I had friends that before Russia has invaded, were sharing things like God is with Russia and God is with us in Russian, even though they don't even speak Russian, and really disgusting, nasty things like that. So it's one of the reasons why I am not really trusting anybody anymore, I guess. I would rather create myself a brand new friend group of soon to be mothers and mothers with their little kids, because anyway, I do not want to be part of this anymore. Do not want to be part of the political crowd. No, we do not. No. So cute. Which was my main friend crowd recently for the past 4 years at least. I actually have friends who are Russians. My husband has friends who are Russians, who stand against their dictator, who stand against their horrible freaking leader, who on the day of the invasion 4 days ago messaged me and my husband, literally apologizing for their country and asking if my family was okay there and how are things. And then there's people who are privileged enough to have been born in a Western country who have been born in one of, I think, the greatest Western countries to ever exist, Great Britain, and they think that the West is shit. Well, I think they should be sent somewhere that's not the West, maybe to a third world country like Russia, and see how life is there. Because I do not think that a lot of people in Russia enjoy their life there. Okay, I see your comment, Klaus, about your friend learning that you are against jabbing. I do not mind when people are against vaccinations. I mind that they mind that, oh, I am for vaccination and I got vaccinated. Okay, we each have our own choice. I decided to put that in my own body and at the same time the body of my little child who is still growing, very big now and constantly kicking me, which is quite annoying. But I've made that decision mainly because of the consequences of not making that decision. And also because I want to be healthy and not want to get sick, and I want this pandemic to be over soon. I got the booster shot really, really quickly as soon as the government announced that I am allowed to get my booster shot for my age group. Because, first of all, I want to be able to go visit my family in Israel. I wanted to go visit my family in Ukraine, but that is not going to happen right now. And God knows for how many, God forbid, years this is not going to happen anymore. I just really hope that this war is going to end quickly, considering the amount of losses that Russia side is seeing. And not only that, but as I've said before, I want my child to be born alive. And the risks of having a stillbirth, if you're not vaccinated, and if you, God forbid, happen to catch COVID, are way, way, way too high. I've been to Russia, just found it a little cold. Yes, Russia is really cold, and I hope they're not freezing their asses in Ukraine, because I do not blame the soldiers that are currently in Ukraine. Most of them did not even know they're going to invade. From all the videos of the soldiers that either surrendered to Ukraine or got captured by Ukraine, all of them are saying, we were told we're being sent for training. We found ourselves in Ukraine. We had no freaking idea. And honestly, I believe them, because this is exactly how Putin would have done that. Because if Putin would have told them directly, yeah, you're gonna go invade Ukraine right now, good luck, I'm pretty sure that a lot of them would have said no. But now it's too late. What is your opinion on the theory that the Ukrainian government was essentially asking for what is going on? Personally, I do not see how they were asking for it. Yes, I know that Putin considers NATO to be their number one enemy. Yes, I understand that Putin considers the West to be their number one enemy, but Ukraine is a sovereign state. It has nothing to do with Russia anymore, at least for the past 30 plus years. Ukraine wants to be a sovereign state and decide for themselves what and where their future is going to be. And in my opinion, Putin is just a nasty little teenager throwing a temper tantrum because he does not like that somebody out there that has no actual connection to him have decided to go against his wishes. I do not believe that Ukraine has asked for it. I believe that Ukraine had all the rights to decide for themselves what they want to do with their country, how they want to move it forward, considering as well that technically Russia has been in a sort of war with Ukraine for the past 8 years, since they annexed Crimea, since they've technically not officially invaded Donbas and Lugansk regions. And Ukraine was never, never, never going to fall for those intimidation tactics and agree with Putin that, yeah, sure, we will join you and we will be one in a whole, because we do not want to live like Russia. We do not want to be a country like Russia, because we see how miserable people are in Russia. We want our country to progress. We want our country to evolve as such. We don't want to be stuck in the same spot or even go backwards, how, in my opinion, Russia is doing. Ukraine wants to be safe, be sovereign, and not to worry that somebody's going to invade us because we made a decision that has nothing to do with them. I do not believe that Ukraine, if they join NATO, if NATO actually agrees for Ukraine to join, that in any way affects Russia. It's not like as soon as NATO borders Russia by having Ukraine as part of it, that NATO is going to invade Russia. Nobody was planning to invade Russia because they're not stupid. They fucking know that Russia is almost you can't invade it. Like, they're way too strong. Their army is really, really strong. And I am actually extremely surprised and happy that Ukraine has managed to withhold that army back. But no, I do not think that Ukraine asked for it. I think I've seen people who say that they do. That Ukraine has asked for it, and yay, go Russia, because fuck Ukraine and fuck NATO and fuck wokeness or whatever. And I'm absolutely appalled by all of this, because all Ukraine wants to do is be sovereign, be independent, and supply its people with a good life. So I guess that's my answer. Let me catch up with the chat. Those people who hate the West do so from the comfort of being able to earn in dollars but spend in hryvnia. Pretty much. Once again, Simpsons tell us the future. Yes, indeed. You want it to be over, so you comply. If you comply, it won't be over. Most Verido countries has the most cases. Agree. Wish you luck on your pregnancy. Thank you, Nina. Oh, Dana, I feel sorry for all of the soldiers because they're just tools in the hands of the government. So true. I really feel sorry for all the Russian soldiers. They had no idea what the hell they were doing. They had no idea they were going to invade a fucking country. And their parents don't even know what's going on. Like, there's videos of these soldiers in custody calling their parents because the Ukrainians would let them call their parents. They're saying, hey, I am in custody. And the parents are like, where? What are you talking about? Because their families have no idea that their children, their husbands, their brothers are being sent to war. They have no freaking clue. And the Russian government is lying about this to their own people. The Russian news channel is feeding their own people propaganda that there's no war, there's no casualties, that the Ukrainians are welcoming the invaders with open arms as their saviors. And it's disgusting, because when are they going to find out? What is the Russian government going to do when they will have to tell the people of their country that over 4,000 soldiers have died as of right now, as of today? How are they going to tell the families of these soldiers when they're not even planning to bring those bodies back home? Personally, if I was a mother of one of these soldiers, I have no idea how I would have reacted. I can't even imagine. It doesn't sit in my head. I can't comprehend this. And I feel extremely sorry for all of these Russians, as well as for the Ukrainians. But the Ukrainians are making the choice, the conscious choice, to pick up a gun and go fight for their country, while these Russians did not have that choice at all. And I feel really, really sorry for them. What political system does Donbas have, or is it just typical puppet state? Well, I am not sure what's going on in Donbas at this moment in time, or what has been going on there recently. It was obviously part of Ukraine. It was just another region in Ukraine until Russia started literally bombing it. A lot of people have escaped from it towards Kiev, towards other big cities in Ukraine. And then it just became a chaotic place with destruction and rubble. So, to be honest, I have no clue what's the situation in Donbas and what political system they have there. I don't think they had even a leader as such. Russia just Putin decided to announce that now it's independence, and voila. If Putin signed a piece of paper, that means it's true, I guess. Don't forget about the wars inside of Ukraine itself between the citizens. I personally don't believe that the citizens had a war in between themselves. Most of these people were Russian puppets, I'd call them. A lot of actually, okay, I guess so. I guess a lot of people in Ukraine, some people in Ukraine are Russian little puppets who are actually sabotaging and trying to sabotage the Ukrainian army right now. And thankfully, our government is doing their best to stop them and to arrest them. But yeah, it's chaotic. But at this moment in time, most of Ukraine has united against the one true enemy, which is Putin. It's sad that Ukraine didn't give up the eastern provinces for cash or payment and something. The thing is, even if Ukraine would have given up those provinces, Putin would have wanted more. He would have said, "Oh, you're just going to give up land that easily. Well, we'll take more and more and more and more." And as Ukrainians, we don't want to give up any of our land. This is our land. It's always been our land, and it will stay our land. And they're not going to agree to any any resolution that involves giving up any piece of land. And I hope by the end of this war we take Crimea back, because Crimea is Ukraine. It has been and it's always going to be, and I never believed that it's Russia. There's propaganda that Ukraine wasn't even a sovereign state to begin with. Don't know how anyone can believe this bullshit. Hey, people believe a lot of things like that vaccines cause autism, so I'm not surprised. What about the Ukraine bombing those cities that joined Russia? Ukraine did not bomb any cities that joined Russia. No cities actually voluntarily joined Russia. If any city right now is under Russian occupation, is because the Russian army entered the city and occupied it. NATO already agreed not to expand and broke that again and again. I don't see what's wrong with countries actually wanting to join NATO. I do not see NATO as a big evil thing, I guess, because why it's just for me it's just like security, a big blanket over myself, knowing that I will be protected if anybody decides to attack me. um I don't see why it has to do anything with Putin, since he doesn't have to join NATO if he doesn't want to. So what? It's not like NATO is directly um, directly trying to attack Putin or Russia, or directly trying to uh, say that they will attack Putin, and they're only growing to be a bigger power than Russia so they can take Russia down. Nobody wants to take Russia down. Everybody just wants for countries to stay where they are and be sovereign and happy with themselves. I've seen comments from a US vet that just wants US to keep away, and if Putin wants Ukraine and wants Europe, it is entirely then let him have it. Well, I don't think that the US should get properly involved in the war. I don't think that any country should actually declare war or send their troops to fight for Ukraine or send their troops to fight against the Russians in general. I do not think that any country should do that, because in my opinion, that's just going to start World War III, which is crazy, and I do not want that to happen. And I know, I think I know that Putin is going to go nuclear if that's what happens, and nobody freaking wants that. So yeah, I agree that the US should not get properly involved. Sanctions, sure, I think that you can sanction the fuck out of him. I don't think that Putin is going to give a shit, even if it hurts his own citizens. US soldiers sign up knowing that they will invade some country in some point. Completely agree. I mean, I have been against the US soldiers being in the Middle East for a very, very long time. I do not think that they should be there. But hey, to each their own. I'm not that familiar with the US politics. No one should die. Ukraine should have been allowed to split. The thing is that the people inside of Ukraine who I guess were demanding for it to split were not actual Ukrainians. Putin has brought a lot of his own people, Russians, into Donbas and Lugansk regions to pretend that they are Russian speakers who just want to get away from Ukraine. Oh my God, it's getting so dark. I'll have to turn on the lights very shortly. But the reality is, all the Russian speakers in Ukraine do not want Putin's help, especially not in the way that he is providing it, and he is thinking that they're going to welcome him with open arms. Well, in reality, when we see him, we just tell him and the soldiers, "Idите nahui," which you probably know what that phrase means by now. Um, Oh, so many messages. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. Wokeness being the slow fall of the West is undeniable, but I can't see why some people would see the West would want to the West to die instead of trying to repair it. Completely agree, but I honestly do not think that wokeness has anything at all to do with this conflict at all. Because trust me, Ukraine is not that woke. Ukraine has really traditional views and opinions. Ukraine is quite homophobic, I gotta say. Ukraine is very, very traditional, and even if they did join the European Union, that doesn't mean that they were gonna become woke, as some people suggest. The Russians are throwing their youngest and most poorly equipped soldiers first, so sad that they just cannot follow their government. Completely agree. Most of these honestly, kids did not even know they were going to war. It's hope for you. It's horrible. Um, yeah, I've seen propaganda news video where they were bashing Ukrainian government was not legit. I assume that's what you meant. Yeah, I mean, Putin has said that the government is not legit. The Ukrainian government is a bunch of um, is a bunch of druggies, is a bunch of Nazis. He called them. It is absolutely, let me put you down. You can't jump from up there. He called them Nazis and drug addicts, and Russia is full of propaganda. To be honest, they've been feeding their own citizens with propaganda for many, many years now. Are the Donetsk and Lugansk really independent from Ukraine, and how independent are they? Their political world map lists them as separate people's republic. Well, Putin announced that they were independent. Most Ukrainians have became refugees when the war there started 8 years ago. A lot of them ran away. Um, and basically, Ukraine technically did lose their control over the Lugansk and Donetsk areas. So the moment, yes, I guess you would call them independent and such, but they have no governing anything above them, from what I understand. Welcome back after a year and goodbye. Yep, pretty much. Even Russia's BFF China are turning their backs on them. That should say it all. I think that thankfully that happened thanks to the US's involvement with China and telling them that they have to. But that's just my opinion. I'm not too familiar with this. I mostly listen to what's happening in Ukraine and not just around the rest of the world anymore. Do you think it was wrong for Ukrainians to give up its nuclear arsenal? At the time that they did, no. I do not think it was wrong. I'm actually completely against nuclear weapons in general. I mean, they will fucking destroy us all. Like, we're all gonna die. Let me just turn on the lights in here so you can actually see me because it's getting quite dark. That should do it. Okay. Um, yeah, I think that at the time, yes, Ukraine was right to give up their nuclear arsenal. I don't think any country should have nuclear arsenal. I don't think anybody should have that kind of power to just destroy so much in one go. So yeah, Ukraine should have given it up because we were never, ever, ever gonna expecting something like this to happen 30 years after splitting from the USSR, when this whole time we considered Russia to be our brother, our friend, somebody who we can rely on, not somebody who will literally attack us. NATO's hostile alliance to Russia that offered an invasion to Ukraine, which is historical Russian land. On the contrary, I feel like Russia is historical Ukrainian land, considering Kiev and Rus was there way before Russia. But whatever, I do not think that Ukraine is historically Russia land. Ukraine was in the USSR, but so many other nations. That doesn't mean that those nations were historically Russian because everybody was different there. My friend's family is near the Romanian border now, so is my family, so maybe they'll see each other. From what I hear, there's a lot of fog of war in the news, and it's hard to tell what is real or not. Kind of scary. Glad your family is okay. Yes, there is a lot of fog of war. The actual official news channel in Ukraine is not saying as much as I'm reading online. It's hard to tell what's real and what's not real. All we can do is just hope that the good news are real and believe that it's all going to end eventually. Glory to Ukraine and glory to our heroes. Slava Ukraini, героям slava, and Putin huilo indeed. Let's see. If someone uses the NATO argument, please don't forget that Russia has also promised Ukraine sovereignty and peace in exchange for their nuclear weapons, and sovereignty allows a state to join NATO. Pretty much exactly. I think that Ukraine should be allowed to join whoever the fuck they want to join. If they want to fucking join a gay club, they can join a gay club. If they want to fucking join NATO, they can join NATO. If they want to join the EU and the EU agrees, they can join the EU. Ukraine can do whatever the fuck they want with their own country, and the citizens can decide whatever they want with their own country and elect whoever they want as a democratic state. Too bad that Russia by itself is not technically a democratic state. For me, it's a dictatorship. And that's why Putin is not happy that he doesn't have his puppet in power in Ukraine anymore. China has way more trade with Russia than Ukraine. That is 100% for sure, yes, because China probably buys a lot of its gas from Russia. And more notifications on my watch. Air sirens in Khmelnytsk. Oh well. Hope to get some chores done, but really good to see you again. I've enjoyed your fun videos and I wish you all the best for you and your family. Thank you very much. I like Slavic unwokeness, so refreshing as a Westerner. Thank you. Even though probably my friends will think that I became a bit woke recently because, oh God, I got the vaccines. Now I'm autistic or whatever, whatever, sure. The saddest thing is that the governments are saying that what happened at the war gets erased because it's like a war is a war. It's not true. People are dying. Nothing will erase the pain of the families. Very, very much agree, Dana. We both know it's true. We're still living with the consequence of World War II, and that ended 75 plus years ago, and we're still living with this. So this is going to go down in history and be a lesson for a lot of countries and people. My point with wokeness is some people hate it so much to the point that they wish the collapse of the West entirely, if that means the woke goes down with it. It's crazy. Yes, I completely agree. It's crazy. I personally know a couple of people like that. And honestly, I want to send them back in time to live in the USSR and see how they deal there and see how they hate the wokeness after that. I do not mind the wokeness. I dislike it at some places as long as it doesn't touch me or my personal life and doesn't interfere with my freedom of choice. I don't care. So what? Let them be woke just like you let the others be not woke, or what do you call it, based. That's right. If you keep putting sanctions on Russia, just give it less to lose by going to war. Did any try talking to Russia? Anyone but Sleepy Joe Trudeau will do this. Skinny freak guy will do. Yeah, they tried talking to Putin. It's beyond this point now. Like Boris Johnson have said on the day of the invasion in the parliament. I don't know if you guys watched the parliament, but I live in the UK, so for me it was really important because I also wanted to hear what he's going to say about refugees from Ukraine and whether my family would be able to actually seek refugee status here in the UK where I live. It's beyond the point of trying to negotiate him now. He had the chance to negotiate. They tried. The friends tried to negotiate with him with his famous photo on his Putin's huge table. Boris tried to negotiate with him. A lot of people try to negotiate. Russia doesn't care. Well, more like Putin doesn't care. Putin has completely gone batshit fucking crazy. Unfortunately, history sees people like this. History had Stalin, history had Hitler, and unfortunately, Putin is following the exact same steps as those leaders. I don't like calling them leaders, but sure, those leaders have taken. And Putin is going to go down in history as one of those horrible leaders who, when he doesn't like something, he invades a country. And it's not the first time that they do that. So, Kano should have learned from his history already. After Afghanistan, the world sees how weak the US has become. Now the world is seeing how strong Russia and China is. Europe messed up by becoming dependent on Russian gas and not nuclear. Very much agree. Thankfully, a lot of European countries are now rejecting to buy gas from Russia. The biggest one with Germany, who now are not going to supply gas from Russia, which is great because a lot of Russia's money comes from selling gas. Why doesn't Ukraine stop the war? They're trying so hard. They're holding control over their own cities. We're trying so hard to stop the war. We can't do much. I really hope that something is going to come out of the negotiations that are supposed to happen today on the border of Belarus. But I have this disgusting feeling that nothing is going to come out of it. I have a feeling that it's not going to happen, considering Russia was at first like, we're gonna talk with you, we're gonna negotiate if Ukraine surrenders its weapons. And obviously Ukraine is going to say no, because we know what that means if we surrender. That means that they're going to take Kiev, they're going to take Kharkov, they're going to take Kherson, they're going to take my city Odessa, they're going to take the whole of Ukraine. And that's not something we want to happen. That's not something that people want to happen. The people are going to fight it. They're never going to forgive their own government or the Russian government for that ever happening. Did anyone try talking to Putin? Every Western leader did. The nutcase lied to them all. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much, he is just so fucking full of himself, and he thinks the West is so bad and it's so wrong, and he is so freaking right with his horrible ideas about how life should be, with how poor he made the people of his own country, with how disgustingly he rules his country. Like, anybody who opposes him is either dead or a political prisoner now. That is not how you rule a country. That's literally dictatorship. And it says a lot that he has been in power for 20 fucking years now. Everyone has watched Bolin Bankrupt's videos, which he's great. I love his videos, and my husband loves them too. Would know that Eastern side was more Russian than Ukraine. I've also watched the documentary that had Eastern to the West for heritage training. To be honest, I was born and lived in Odessa. My family is mainly from Lutsk, which is Western Ukraine, and we all speak Russian. I'm like one of the first generations who actually decided to learn Ukrainian and speak Ukrainian. My mother doesn't speak Ukrainian. My grandparents don't speak Ukrainian. Nobody in my family, apart from me and another relative of mine, speak proper Ukrainian. To be honest, I barely speak proper Ukrainian. I understand it fully, fluently, but speaking it is hard because my whole life we spoke Russian. We had Russian values. When it was New Year's, every New Year, we watched Putin's speech and we listened to the bells in Kremlin, and that's how we would meet New Year's, even though it was in a different time zone. We were all culturally Russian, technically, not just in Eastern Ukraine, but almost everywhere else. Yes, the west of Ukraine, like very west, is very, very Ukrainian traditionally, but my family is from West Ukraine and we all spoke Russian. That does not mean that we are more Russian. Just because we speak Russian, just because literally everything in our history is associated with each other, doesn't mean that we're technically Russian by nationality as a country. We still consider ourselves Ukrainian and we still love Ukraine. And we considered Russia to be our brotherly state and somebody who we don't even need to have an actual border with, somebody who we can always turn to our whole lives until 2014 happened. And that's when we stopped. And it was very unfortunate because I've got friends in Russia. We've got family members in Russia. My grandmother's brother lives in Russia. And we all want just for it to be peaceful. Just because part of our country are culturally or heritagely more Russian than Ukrainian doesn't mean that they want to join Russia. So is Belarus. There are also so many people there who speak Russian. So is many other countries. Most of ex-USSR countries are very much have the same exact same culture, very same principle and same life that they had back when the USSR happened and before the USSR collapsed. It doesn't mean that we want to be part of Russia. Why just can't these countries exist with very similar cultures and similar I don't even know how to phrase it, but I think you understand what I mean. Um, Pretty much. I'm trying to find where I was. Putin Huilo, yep. Would you ever start your own micronation? No, because I would not be a good leader. My little micronation is my family, my husband, my future baby, and my two dogs who are my current babies. I wish you and your family the best. Thank you very much. Is it true Europe has a lot of his internet of USA? I'm not sure what that question means. Um, Trying to understand it. Like, if we have the same internet as the USA, I mean, the internet is just a global thing. I'm just going to skip that. I'm sorry, I didn't fully understand this question. The vaccine raises your chance of pregnancy problems. Good luck for no issues. Yeah, both me and my husband were fully vaccinated when we conceived. So, yeah, we did not try for too long, to be honest. It didn't take us not even a couple of months for this to happen. Sorry, I'm telling you too much information. I know, TMI, but yeah, the vaccines did not make us infertile in any sort of way. They actually made us much happier with our lives and wanting to start our family and knowing that we can do this even at those very hard times during COVID. During the Soviet times, there was a large manufactured attempt to destroy Ukrainian culture and people. This is the reason the large Russian deportation in Ukraine. Well, I know a lot of people in Ukraine who are Russian, as well as I know a lot of people in Russia who are Ukrainian, because we just consider ourselves brotherly nation. Okay, so they sent weaklings to talk to Russia. No wonder it didn't go anywhere, pretty much. Well, Putin has come out giving props to Stalin. So yeah, Putin is literally Stalin's little puppet. If Stalin could see him now, he'd be so fucking proud. Such a proud little father of his little dictator little boy. Do you think Russia can repair their image after the military failure? I don't think it's a failure. I think this is literally fucking. I don't want to call it Nazi behavior, but it kind of does remind me of what the Nazis did in World War II. They literally almost invaded in the exact same way. Started very early in the morning when everybody was sleeping. It was around 4 or 5 a.m. when they started bombing cities around Ukraine. It's a very cowardly move with no warning whatsoever, even though we were all expecting this to happen. I don't think he's going to repair his image. I think this is going to go down in history forever. Because if you just look at the history of Putin's dictatorship in Russia, it's not the first country he invaded. It's not the first time he's done that. And it's about time he stood accountable for what he has done. Maybe do a blog stream every 2-3 years to say you're okay for people who care. Well, if you want to know if I am okay, I will stay on Instagram. I post there occasionally. I post occasional stories on Instagram. So you can always follow me there and let's see that I am okay, that I'm alive. I will post photos of my dogs. I'll probably post photos of my pregnancy photo shoot when I have one. And sometimes I'll post photos of my little baby. So you can always follow me there and see that I'm doing fine. I have friends and family in Kiev, and it looks more like morale alongside the citizen seems pretty high positive, especially with Super Chad Zelensky in power. How would you personally assess morale? Honestly, I think this whole situation united everybody who were pro, against, politically different. They woke up that morning and said, we have this obligation to fight together against this one big enemy. I know that the morale there is very high right now. I mean, Zelensky has proven himself to be an amazing leader. I never expected him to do what he has done, to actually put on army gear, to fight alongside his soldiers, to raise their spirits in the way that he is. I personally did not vote for him. I actually decided just to not vote in those elections at all because I was not that involved with all the debates and what was going on. Some of my family were pro Poroshenko, some of them were pro Zelensky, most of my friends were pro Zelensky. I honestly, at the time, did not care much because I live in the UK for the past 10 years now. But I have a feeling that Zelensky has done an amazing job, and he's gonna go down in history as a complete Chad, as what we call people like that on the internet. And yeah, I think the morale is very high. People are literally united. Those who have stayed to fight behind, those who have let their families try and flee towards the border and stayed behind, they're the true heroes right now of Ukraine. I feel like the time to negotiate was before the West forced Russia into aligning with China. The ship sailed a while ago. Oh, yeah, there's no negotiating anymore. They want to negotiate. Hopefully, they do have those negotiations today. Oh, look at that. Biden is on TV. Nobody gives a shit. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. China is looking the situation to see if they can invade Taiwan. Yeah, I was kind of expecting China to invade Taiwan any moment now. As soon as this happened, I'm like, oh great, well Taiwan is gonna go down. That's really fucking shitty. China will invade Taiwan and Western Europe gets involved with the Ukraine war on the ground. I personally don't think that the West will get involved personally. I don't think that any country will actually send their actual troops. I think just like they said in the UK, you can volunteer to actually go fight on the Ukrainian side, but not as actual British soldiers, which is great. I do not think that any country should get involved in this conflict directly. That would definitely start World War III if it's not already starting as is. And that is a horrible idea, and no country should get involved. This is Putin's little mind game, and he's only wanting you people. He's only wanting the West to get involved, so he's got a reason to press his big red button that he's so proud of. The erasure of Ukrainian culture is so real. I think that this war is gonna make the Ukrainian culture rise and evolve even more than it has ever done for the past 30 years. This is going to unite all Ukrainians around the world, and we're not going to allow our culture to be erased. I hope things go better for you. I always have enjoyed your content. Thank you very much. Well, I really hope I'll be an okay mother for this little one that's currently sitting there listening to me and probably thinks, oh my God, my mom has gone insane. She's talking to herself. That's wonderful that you're at least learning the language. When my great grandparents were in Slovakia, they used to start to away our language too, and keeping the language alive is great. Yes, I've been learning it since before, well, when I was still living in Ukraine, because when I moved to Ukraine from Israel, I did not know a single word in Ukrainian. All I spoke my whole life was Russian. My whole family spoke Russian. Schools were still in Russian in Ukraine, but we had Ukrainian lessons, and thankfully I use those, and I now listen to Ukrainian TV like all the time. So it's really important for me to learn this language, and maybe one day I'll teach that language to my little one. But I gotta say, I will be teaching my child Russian regardless of all of this, because just the language doesn't determine the country or culture, in my opinion, or the nation by itself. 2014 being the invasion of Russia's little green man, pretty much. I missed the starts. What's the too long? Did not read for you leaving YouTube. Well, um, main reasons are political reasons. Since I feel like some of the right side winged community, um, yeah, somebody answered that question already, but yeah, political reasons, and I'm pregnant, so can't really can't really do both at the same time, I guess. Do you believe Putin when he says he wants to denazify Ukraine? The Azov battalion in Ukraine seems to use Nazi symbols on their patches and flag. I don't believe that the people who are using Nazi symbols in their patches and flags are associated in any way with Ukraine as the government. Ukraine is very much against Nazis. We fucking fought the Nazis back in World War II. We have monuments to memorize the day that we won against the Nazis in every city. I lived in Odessa near a monument that that represents the day that the Nazis went back and left our city alone. I don't see how we're Nazis at all. Pretty much is my answer. And if anybody at all uses Nazi symbols in their patches and flags, claiming to be Ukrainian, they're shitholes. They're assholes. We hate them. They don't represent us. They don't represent our government. Still on Facebook, did you go somewhere else? Well, my Facebook page is private, but my Instagram is public, so you can always follow me there. Putin wants to be remembered and probably to have his mummified corpse next to Lenin's. Well, it will be great to see his corpse there one day after he fucking kills himself in a bunker somewhere. I hope you come back soon if you choose to come back on YouTube. Well, probably not, because being a mom for me is a full-time job. I plan to be really, really, really hands-on with raising my child. And I am going to avoid at any cost to make my child's life public. I do not think that it's the right thing. And the reporters on the Ukrainian channel are reporting from a bunker in their building again. They're basically in the car park, which is terrifying every time I've been seeing it for the past four nights. But that's how it's been. That is truly amazing. In modern day history, it's not often political leaders get on the ground. It is very admirable. Yes, thank you. I think Zelensky is proven to be a proper leader. Finally, he turned from a clown, which he was a comedian, into an actual leader that we can all be proud of. Okay, let's end this war quickly. Just send the hammer of Trump. Sure, he could take him down. I believe Trump would have tried to resolve the situation, but I don't believe that even Trump could have stopped crazy, batshit crazy Putin and his power that he's got in Russia. Trump praised Putin for his move on Ukraine. Did not see that. I saw the contrary. I saw Trump saying that this would not have happened if he was still in power, but then again, I don't fucking know what news source to believe. It's a lot of things that we read online today is fake. Have to go cook a meal for my family, but I hope you stay safe and healthy. I hope your family has a fantastic meal. Bon appetit. Good to know a language of your future enemy. Yeah, pretty much, but it's also our language as well. Just because we share a language doesn't mean we can't be enemies. Oh, Jesus. Gotta stay hydrated, don't I? That's me reached the end of the chat for now. Wow. Yeah, I don't believe everything that you see online, guys. I have my doubts that Trump would have praised Putin for these actions. I do not believe that he would have. But then again, who knows him? Yeah, people still talking about Trump. I mean, I know, right? Even I fucking stopped talking about Trump. And you probably remember me sitting in my old apartment wearing a Trump hat and a Trump shirt. But time goes by. I've actually thrown away my Trump hat. I don't not support him, but at the same time, I don't want to associate with the people who are currently still supporting him as such. Thank you for all the content, and thank you guys for all the views and all the amazing memories. It's honestly been amazing, and I really wish I could have stayed. I really do. I was hoping that I could have stayed until, let's just say it straight, until one day I woke up, peed on a stick, and there were two lines there, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is happening. So there you go. Dana says Trump took his words back. He said that he told Putin that if he'll invade Ukraine, he'll bomb Moscow. Who the fuck even gives just crap about Trump anymore? Trump is old news. Yes, I do agree that Trump would have done a bit of a better job than Sleepy Joe at stopping this, or at least acting quicker. Um, I gotta say, I have an actual friend who's like an American and a proper Democrat who really, really campaigns for the Democratic Party and loves them. And even he thinks that Biden has not done enough, that Biden is not doing enough at all. And he's quite upset with Biden right now, which I was so surprised to see because I was the one who was like, okay, chill, dude. I don't think Biden can do much. I don't think personally that Biden can do much. Maybe he can. Who knows? I've never even been to the USA to even speak about US politics because I have no idea what they are capable of doing. But hey, not even Americans themselves who voted for him, who love him, agree that he has done enough. Thank you for all the laughs and provoking opinions. You've been one of the better things about YouTube. Oh, thank you very much. But I think I know quite a lot of YouTubers who are much better than me. Thank you for staying with my awkward self this past several years. I'm pretty sure I started in 2018, didn't I? Yeah, pretty much. It has been truly amazing. I'm honestly, I'm never going to regret going on YouTube. I'm never going to regret all the videos I've done. I'm definitely not going to delete my channel ever. I'm going to keep it going, and I just hope that one day the school I send my child to doesn't find this channel and be like, yeah, we don't want your child here. We don't like your opinions. Oh, yeah, will you leave videos up or delete your YouTube? I'm leaving my whole channel up. It's gonna stay up. Don't worry about this. Sorry to see you go, but totally understand. Congratulations on the baby. Hope it all goes well. Not sure if you said it already, but you will keep your content up. Yes, yes. Like I said, I will keep it all up. It's gonna stay up. It's not like a lot of people watch it. Hi, Alpha. Hi. Oh, my baby is back. My little baby is here. Hi. Oh, little molester. He is. He is a little molesting dog. Uh, yeah, he would sometimes rape my arm, but not as much as he does with humping. Even though he's a little baby, and usually little dogs like this hump a lot, don't you? But no, you're a good little boy. By the way, he's absolutely obsessed with balls because he really loves his tennis balls and bouncy balls. I know, right? He's looking for them. You're part of the old school YouTube classic. Even if I don't agree with some things you've said, I appreciate you being around back then. I'm still nostalgic for what YouTube used to be. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think YouTube used to be quite much better. I barely watch YouTube anymore myself. Ukraine's holding their own right now. They definitely are. Biden is old as fuck. I'm surprised he can put his own clothes on. Who knows? Maybe he's not putting his own clothes on. Maybe he's got somebody to do this for him. Alpha, what are you licking me for? Kicked out of school due to his mother channel. Wonder how often that happened. Hopefully not a lot. I don't know a lot of people who are actually that political and had kids, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should ask Sargon of Akkad if his children are being kicked out of school because they found out who his father is. Who knows? Politics and current crimes is designed to upset you. Sorry. Every time he yawns, I have to say because he's so fucking cute. Look, Alpha, is that you over there? Look, is that you? Oh, it is? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Huh? Where is it? His heartbeat has gone up now. Politics and current chimes is designed to upset you. We have capitalists, you act socialists in the West, and commies who exploit the populace in the East. It's overall a shit show. It is really a shit show. I've been really distancing myself from politics recently because it's a complete shit show. Did not know you were back. Well, I'm not technically back. I'm leaving forever. So, hey, I'm back. Bye. I really hope that you and your whole family, all your friends will be okay and healthy. I love your channel. I love you. Dana. You are my friend. Yes, I know we're all gonna be okay and happy, and I really can't wait to see you soon. Yeah, I'm not canceling my trip to Israel because he loves you. He's a cute little boy. Yes, he is. He is really tiny as well, and he's so portable. Just look how tiny this thing is. Look at you. Look at how tiny you are. He's the tiniest little thing ever. We personally think he's probably a Jack Russell cross with a Chihuahua or something like that, or maybe a rat terrier, because he's only 4.2 little kilos. He literally weighs like a little newborn baby, even just slightly bigger than a newborn baby. Don't you? Don't you? Oh, so fucking precious. Just look at those tiny little paws. Like, look at that tiny little paw. It's the fucking cutest thing ever in the world, isn't it? Do you want a treat? The shock. Oh, Bentley heard me say the magic word. Don't worry, boys. I promise I'm gonna give you a treat as soon as mommy's done. Because mommy's really getting tired. I'm exhausted from just crying all morning. And yeah, it's not his ball, it's his balls. He's got like 30 freaking balls all around the apartment, and his favorite thing in the world to do is shove the ball that he's playing with under our sofa and then bark at the sofa and complain about it because he just really wants us to get off of our asses and get his ball for him and throw it. But we actually had to literally like buy okay, you can go, buy little like pedestals for the sofa feet to raise the sofa a little bit so now he can actually fit under the sofa and get his ball himself, and it hasn't been happening since. But if he finds any kind of place to hide his ball, he will. Today he literally tried to throw his ball off of the balcony through a little gap in our terrace, which was insane. Like, crazy boy. He's honestly a very crazy boy, and I gotta say Bentley was not happy with us when we got our puppy. He was like, "Why the fuck did you get this little piece of shit that wants to play with me all the time? I did not ask for him. I did not want to be a big brother. I did not want another dog. I want to be all by myself." And he did not speak to us for like 2 weeks. He just ignored us. He completely hated our guts. But yeah, they get along quite okay right now. Sorry to see you go. Not a long time viewer, but did enjoy your commentary. I missed the beginning, but hopefully you will end well, whatever happens. Thank you very much. If anybody has missed the beginning, I'm leaving because my husband and I are starting a family. 4 months pregnant now. This summer, it's gonna be a little bundle of happiness and joy that poops a lot and screams a lot and begs for food a lot. And my husband is gonna find out what it's like to have a baby around because he's an only child. He has no freaking idea. I keep telling him, hey, it's not gonna be fun, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. He's so naive. um Haven't said that, but all the best wishes for you and your upcoming family. Let's pray baby turns out big and healthy and your marriage lasts forever. Thank you for trying to rip me apart during birth. Actually, both me and my husband a bit bigger, but we were both quite large when we were born, so I'm pretty freaking terrified, I gotta say. Just the idea that I will have to give birth fucking terrifies me. Oh my God. Like, what have I done? But there's no going back anymore. It's gonna happen. He thought the other dog was trying to steal his mommy, pretty much, because Alpha is kind of like a tiny little baby, so he's constantly begging for attention. And compared to Bentley, who is a very, very independent dog and who just wants to sleep somewhere in a dark room all by himself all day long, Alpha literally just wants your attention all the time. And if you get up to get water, he'll follow you. And if you get up to go to the bathroom, he'll sit outside the fucking door complaining that you're not there. Oh, well, they know I am talking about them, so they're right here. Let me show you, guys. Let me show you my boys. Hi. Say hi, boys. Gonna speak? Speak. They don't want to speak unless they see that I'm offering them a treat. They would only follow commands with a treat. Oh my God. Um, have a wonderful life, dear. I will miss you, but keeping your family private is important. I wish you the best. Thank you very much for understanding and thank you for the warm wishes. After the fourth, he will get used to it. Well, we're not planning to have another dog anytime soon, but maybe our child is gonna ask for one in the future. Who knows? I think it'll be closer to the time when Bentley would become much, much, much older, and the inevitable is unfortunately going to happen. Maybe in a decade or so. He's currently 7 years old. He's going to be 8 in the summer, but he's a very, very healthy dog, super healthy, super active. So we're hoping he's going to live a very long and happy life. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I think it is time that we give my boys a treat because they have been staring at me and begging for it for quite a while. So let's go give them a treat. Same time, I can show you the apartment my husband and I moved into. So this is our dining area. For some reason, my robot Hoover just started hoovering. Dining area on a massive, huge freaking terrace. And my favorite part, my kitchen, where I keep my treats. Boys, let's go down here. Boys, you're gonna sit. You're gonna sit. You have to sit. I know, I'm giving you something good, aren't I? Alpha, you're not even sitting. Sit. Good boys. Paw. Good boy, Alpha. Speak. Oh, good boy. Twirl. Good boy. Chill. Your turn as well. Sit. Paw. That's a good boy. Speak. Good. Okay, go. Enjoy it. And he came back for another one. Yes, as you can see, they're very precious boys. And no more. It is literally an hour until dinner. They're very, very spoiled dogs, as you can tell. And I think I am going to start wrapping this up, shouldn't I? Before you start complaining about how fat I got due to my pregnancy. I'm going to wrap this up right from my favorite spot in the whole house, my beautiful kitchen, which I love so freaking much. Spend most of my day here because I am a Ukrainian woman and that's what us sexist, horrible women do. Alpha, come say goodbye one last time. If you want to follow my life for some odd reason, I'm on Instagram at Shmufkin TV. Still, this is my public Instagram. I do have a private one that I keep for only my friends and close family members. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna share it, and it's private anyway. Oh, and I'm going to have to show you my view on Wembley Stadium because they are lit up with the Ukrainian flag today again. Yes, we have a view from our terrace on Wembley Stadium. Let me get my outside slippers because that's how we Russians do it. I mean, Ukrainians, Slavs. see if you can see it. Oh my God, where the fuck is Wembley? Oh my God, great fucking quality, isn't it? Well, this thing, yes, this thing is Wembley Stadium, and unfortunately you don't see it. It's lit up with blue and yellow because, you know, supporting the country that's been invaded and all. I wish I could not leave, but I am so tired. It's a tiring thing to raise this baby. Oh my God, I already have a belly. Oh. I don't like getting fat. I know it's not a fat. I'm just having a baby, but holy crap. Okay. I'm gonna go have a banana and something nutritional and some vitamins. Alpha's playing with his ball already. The boys are gonna get their dinner in an hour. I'm gonna rest a bit because I've had an exhausting day of worrying and crying. Thank you very much for being here for me. Thank you very much for all the views, for everything. Links to my Instagram you can find in the descriptions of other videos on my channel. Pretty sure in the description of my channel as well. I won't be posting much anywhere else. I haven't been posting anywhere else at all, to be honest. And for one last word, I guess, Slava Ukraini, Героям слава, смерть ворогам, and Putin fucking huilo, and may he go nahui, pretty much. Putin huilo. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. And